Alright, this is the first video in a series where I go over perfect clears. So I'll be going through 1st to 7th perfect clear, and then after that it just loops. So I'll be covering the first perfect clear in this video, and a few shapes. So we have a perfect clear opener, then you have ILSZ or JAWS, which is a 4-piece combination which has a 100% chance to perfect clear. There's also the gray system, which is where you build a 6x4 rectangle. And there's also some less useful 3 or 4 piece setups which have a pretty high chance to perfect clear. So this is the PCO, which is usually the worst way you can go about a perfect clear. And if you have I held, you get this. But if you can't hold I, you will probably have to place it in any of these ways, and this will reduce your chance down to 60% or 61%. And if you can have it held, you have an almost 85% chance. So there's a few categories that you can sort them in. So you have vertically placed I, so that's just like that. You can also have I placed on the first row, so you do like an I spin and then have it placed like that. You can also place the I on the third row, which only has 5 solutions. And there's 2 other ones which are not super, you don't really need to know them. But and these solutions are pretty easy to see because you're only filling in this remaining area with like 3 or 4 pieces, and that's sort of about it for the PCO. It's a pretty easy shape to learn, but it's not super high chance to PC, which is why we have ILSZ or JAWS. So basically, this 4-piece combination that you see here has a 100% chance to perfect clear. And usually you will freestyle this, but here I sort of organize the solutions in a way which you can digest them a little bit easier. So here you can skim this row with J and O, and then you get this sort of remaining area left. So that's that. You can also skim with OJ, so like this instead, and then you get a different area that you can fill in. You can also fill in the rest of this left shape with J and S, and then you get left with a 4x4 area that you can fill in. I also put this thing where you have a 3x4 in the solution. I don't know if this is the best way to think about it, but here you have a 3x4, here's another one, here's another one, and here's another one. And there's like 7 other solutions. These are sort of tricky to see, but they are good to know. And this is only one way of organizing these solutions. I have a feeling that some redundant ones are probably easier for you to find. So generally I just go about this by freestyling it because I think that's the best way to go about it. But suppose you need to place O, you can put it in sort of like the opposite corner of this, and then this has a 92% chance to perfect clear, which is still pretty good. And if you have to place J like this and skim this line, this has less than 60%. This has less than a 60% chance to perfect clear, so it's not super good. But the solutions are pretty easy to see, which is what I'm going to go over now. You can put L and J on the right, like so, and then where you put the T will determine whether you need to put Z, T, or S. You could also put the O piece on the right and have it be like this, and then you fill in this remaining area with only 3 pieces, which has a lot of solutions. There's a few miscellaneous solutions. These are good to know. And notice for LJ cases, which are these ones, you reduce this entire field down to where you can solve the rest with 2 pieces. And given you have a T, you can influence what piece fills in the rest. So you have Z here, and you can also put T here. If you don't skim this, you can end up with a J, and then if you skim this line with putting T facing up, you get an S. So that's good to know because this shape will come up quite a bit in other perfect clears. Anyway, moving on from that, we also have the gray system where you build a 6x4 rectangle. So that's either one of these shapes, and this has an almost 89% chance to perfect clear, and you can build it like 1 in 5 times. So if you put T vertically on either side, you actually end up with the exact same field as this. The difference between these two is that you can influence whether you put it on the left or if you put it on the right, depending on the next pieces. And that just makes the gray system sort of better and more versatile. And here's some other remaining solutions that with using T that you can find on 4.lol. And there are also solutions to this remaining 4x4 area which don't need a T. So there are different second PC shapes for those combinations of pieces. Moving on from there, we also have 4-piece setups, and after you have seen your first 5 pieces, you can probably make some of these setups. These solutions are pretty tricky to find because a lot of them will require you to do some weird skimming, but these shapes are good to know because they have a pretty high chance to perfect clear. And if you're playing something like King of Stackers or KOS, you can probably afford to use these 3-piece setups. A lot of these are just partial placements of ILSZ, and this one's just ILSZ upside down, except you don't have the I. Yeah, but these shapes all have 100% chance to perfect clear, given you have 6 previews, hold, and an active piece. So if you want to guarantee yourself a PC, you can go for these shapes. Anyway, here are sort of resources and credits, I guess. So this is where you can see perfect clear stuff. Here you go. Anyway, that's it for the first video. Second PC video coming up pretty soon. Alright, see ya.